Okay, consciousness. It is the state of awareness of yourself and your surroundings. The individual should be completely aware about the time, place, and person, and the individual should be able to perceive the sensory stimuli, any outward sensory stimuli appropriately, and to respond or react as expected or as appropriate to the stimuli. Now we are coming with unconsciousness. Now, what is unconsciousness? It is the abnormal state. Consciousness is the normal state. It is the normal complex function that is controlled by our brain. But unconsciousness is the abnormal state. And in this condition, client के हुन्छ त client is unarousable, unawakeable, and unresponsive to any outward stimuli. The client is unarousable. That means we cannot awake the client. When any outward external stimuli is given to the patient cannot respond to the stimuli appropriately. And coma is the deepest state of unconsciousness. The deepest state of unconsciousness. भनेर कमालाई राखिन्छ. We will be going through the different categories of unconsciousness also, and the unconsciousness is the symptom rather than a disease. It is not a disease. It can be a symptom of different disease condition, different after different injuries. अघि पनि मैले भनिसकेँ, after RTA हुन सक्छ, after brain related injuries, cerebral injuries हुन सक्छ, after operation हुन सक्छ, and it is a symptom. It is not a disease. The degree of unconsciousness that vary in length and severity. Unconsciousness को severity को आधारमा, length को आधारमा, कति duration सम्म चाहिँ patient चाहिँ unconscious रहिरहन्छ, त्यसको आधारमा we will be categorizing the level of consciousness. For a brief unconsciousness, short duration को लागि, if the patient is unconscious, then we call it as fainting. And if patient goes through the state of unconsciousness for long duration, prolonged duration, then we can term it as deep coma. Now, here are the different level of consciousness. The first one is alert level. We can also call it as full consciousness level. This is the normal consciousness level. In this state, patient is completely awake, alert, and oriented to time, place, and portions, and can speak, write words, and can be able to express ideas. Either it can be verbally, or patient can do it in written form, and can respond behavior in reliable, appropriate, expected manner. That is the full consciousness level or the alert state. The next one is automatism. In this condition, the patient is aware of the surroundings, but may be unable to remember the actions later, and there will be possible abnormal mood. Patient may show defect of memory and judgment. Next one is confusion state. There is loss of ability to speak and think in logical coherent fashion, in logical appropriate pattern मा चाहिँ पेशेन्टले बोल्न सक्दैन and cannot think in logical order, and respond to simple orders only, may be disoriented to time and space or place. This is the confusion state. And next one is delirium or acute confusion with agitation. In this state, it is characterized by restlessness and possible violence, and patient is not capable to rational the thoughts, cannot give rationale for his thoughts, and may be troublesome and not comply with the simple orders. And in this state, we can restrain the patient. We have to restrain the patient because there will be possible of violence and patient will not be able to obey the command also. Next one is stupor state. It is sorry, it is quiet and you cannot okay, it is quiet and uncommunicative. In this state, the patient is quiet and patient lies quietly, and there is a patient does not communicate, remains unconscious, but sits or lies with a glazed expression, that is almost absence of expression, and does not respond to order. Bladder and rectal incontinence occurs. That means patient cannot control the bladder and bowel pattern. And there may be incontinence of bladder, there may be incontinence of bowel, and it is more serious than the previous while stage. And for this, we have to completely observe the patient. Frequent observation and supervision is necessary here. There are high risks for injuries also, so we have to restrain the patient. We have to provide side rails, and we have to completely take care of the patient because patient will be unable to assume any responsibility for self. And the next one is coma stage, and it is the stage where which appears to be sleep-like. We can, when we see the patient, we will see that patient is like sleeping, and the eyes will be closed and does not respond to body or environmental stimuli or any verbal sound. And we can categorize coma also into three categories, that is semi-coma, coma, and deep coma. In semi-coma is also called the light coma as per your book. And in semi-coma, patient is unarousable. No spontaneous movement is noted. Spontaneously, patient does not perform any movement, withdraws purposefully to the painful stimuli. When any painful stimuli is given to the patient, for example, pinching in hands or legs or anywhere in the body, then patient moves, patient withdraws. Or for example, if we give pinching in the hand, then patient withdraws purposefully after the painful stimuli. And the brain stem reflexes such as gag reflex, corneal reflex, and pupillary reflex are intact. They are present. They are in normal state. The next stage is coma. Coma is also unarousable stage, withdraws to non-purposefully to the painful stimuli. In semi-coma, patient withdraws purposefully after the stimuli, but in coma, patient withdraws non-purposefully to the painful stimuli. Brain stem reflexes such as gag reflex, corneal reflex, pupillary reflex, they may not be intact in this stage, in coma stage, but in semi-coma stage, they are intact, they are present. And decorticate or the decerebrate rigidity may be present. It is the pathological posturing. Decorticate and decerebrate means which is the abnormal posturing, pathological posturing in response to the noxious stimuli from any external source, and they are the stereotypical movement of trunk and extremities, and it indicates brain injury or spinal injury. Abnormal flexion we can see in decorticate state. You can see in the figure in your book. In decorticate state, decorticate positioning, abnormal flexion is seen, and in decerebrate positioning, abnormal extension is seen. And last one is deep coma stage. It is unarousable, unresponsive to painful stimuli, to any of the external stimuli or to any of the painful stimuli. Patient does not respond, and brain stem reflexes are absent, and decerebrate rigidity is usually present. Decerebrate means abnormal extension. Right? Clear, everyone? These all are the level of unconsciousness or the level of consciousness. Sorry. Now, there are the three special status of alteration of loss of consciousness. We will discuss these also. First one is because in clinical setting we will see the patient and they will be stated as vegetative state, or they will be said brain death or Leuk-Chin syndrome. So we will discuss these terms also. However, these are not the level of consciousness, but they are the special status with they are given name as name पेशेन्टलाई चाहिँ भेजिटेटिभ स्टेटमा छ पेशेन्ट भनेर चाहिँ नेम दिया हुन्छ है त्यस्तै पेशेन्ट इज इन ब्रेन डेथ भनेर स्टेट नेम दिया हुन्छ है सो लेट्स डिस्कस दिस अल्सो पर्सिस्टेन्ट भेजिटेटिभ स्टेट भनेको चाहिँ के हो त भन्दा it is the term used to describe a subacute or chronic condition that usually occurs following severe cerebral injury, and it is a form of eye open permanent unconscious. Eyes are open but patient is unconscious, and patient has a sleep wakeness cycle present, but no time is the patient aware of his or her environment. Patient is completely disoriented to the environment, but patient's eyes are open and patient's sleep wake cycle is also present. And vital signs are completely maintained here. Primitive reflexes are also present, such as sucking reflex, corneal gag reflex are present here. Sleep wake cycle is present. Ears are also open. Patient can listen what we say to the patient, and spontaneously eye movement is also present, but no voluntary action is present here. And behavioral responses are, we can note the behavioral responses, no cognitive function or awareness to self environment or no painful stimuli. This is the persistent vegetative state. We have हामीले मुभीहरूमा पनि देखेको हुनसक्छ है पेसेन्ट चाहिँ कमामा भनेर भनेको छ है पेसेन्ट आइज आर ओपन आँखा खोलिरहेको हुन्छ सुनिरहेको हुन्छ है उसलाई केही कुरा भन्दा पनि उसले सुनिरहेको हुन्छ बट क्यानट रेस्पोन्ड टु दोज all stimuli. This is the persistent vegetative state. Next one is Leuk-Chin syndrome. It is the state of paralysis. Completely paralysis हुन्छ voluntary muscles हरूको, but patient is conscious and cognitive functions are also intact. But patient is unable to talk, move, and sometimes breathe also due to state of paralysis. This is Leuk-Chin syndrome. And last one is brain death. It is the state of irreversible loss of corneal and brain stem activity. Irreversible means it cannot come back. Irreversible state of both cortical and brainstem activity, and we can diagnose brain death under the three categories. If there is the presence of three conditions, then we can diagnose patient as a brain death state. The three conditions are absence of brainstem reflexes, next one is absence of cortical activity, and next one is patient state that this state is irreversible. If patient shows that this state is irreversible, patient cannot come back now to the previous stage or the normal stage, then patient will be diagnosed as brain death. Three areas, let me repeat again. Number one is absence of brainstem reflexes. Number two is absence of cortical activity. And number three is if patient demonstrate this state is irreversible. Okay, these are the special status of alteration of loss of consciousness. Now here are the causes of unconsciousness. What conditions might lead to the unconscious state? There might be various conditions, various pathological conditions, various RTAsहरू हुन सक्छ, drug abuseहरू हुन सक्छ. Let's go through this. Number one is trauma. Trauma to हुन सक्छ brain, cerebrum. Any condition that causes trauma to the brain or the cerebrum leads to unconsciousness. Epidural or subdural hematoma, brain contusion, hydrocephalus, stroke, tumor. Tumor, if it is localized in the cerebral region and it compresses the any of the cerebrum function, it may lead to the unconscious state. Infections, meningitis, encephalitis, hypo or hyperglycemia, that is the amount of glucose in your blood is progressively excessively low, that is hypoglycemia. If it is high, then the normal range, that is hyperglycemia. And next one is hepatic encephalopathy, hyponatremia, that is level of sodium is low. Drugs or alcohol overdose, poisoning and intoxication, these are the various causative factors related to unconsciousness. Now, what may be the sign and symptoms of unconsciousness? We might have been clear, है अब यो लेभल अफ कन्सियसनेसबाट पनि कस्तो कस्तो हुँदो रहेछ त अनकन्सियसनेसको साइन एन्ड सिम्पटम भनेर केही कुराहरू आइसकेको छ. Now let's go through this. The person will be unresponsive, cannot respond, does not respond to the activity, touch, sound or other stimulation. Any of the external stimulation सँग पेशेन्टले चाहिँ रेस्पोन्स चाहिँ गर्दैन. Next one is unaware of his surrounding and does not respond to the sound. And similarly, next one is makes no purposeful movement, does not respond to questions or to touch. Drowsiness, inability to speak or move parts of his or her body. Loss of bowel and bladder control. Incontinence भनिन्छ त्यसलाई हैन, अघि पनि मैले भनिसके. And stupor. Stupor means patient completely does not respond. And there is blank expression in the face as well. Okay, we can see here the figure of unconscious patient. Next one is respiratory changes. We can see here are some of the conditions, and one is sync stroke respiration, that is the abnormal pattern of breathing where patient will progressively breathe deeper and sometimes faster, and sometimes breathing is followed by a gradual decrease, which results in sometimes can result in temporary stop of the breath also, which we call apnea, that is sync stroke respiration. Next respiratory changes we can see in unconscious patient is cluster breathing. It is the cluster means a group of irregular deep inspiration followed by regular or irregular period of apnea. Apnea means absence of breath, that is cluster breathing. Next condition is ataxic breathing. It is also a irregular breathing, uncoordinated breathing pattern, and it is usually common in infants. And next one is hyperventilation. And hyperventilation, it may occur when patient breathes very quickly. एकदमै rapidly patientले breathe गर्नु पर्यो and patient exhales more than he or she inhales. त्यो conditionमा के हुन्छ? Low when patient exhales more than patient inhales, it causes carbon dioxide level low in our body. When patient exhales more, इनहेल गर्नुभन्दा एक्सहेल चाहिँ एकदमै धेरै गर्यो भने कार्बन डाइअक्साइडको लेभल हाम्रो बडीमा जुन कन्सन्ट्रेसनमा मेन्टेन हुनुपर्ने हो, that is decreased, which causes hyperventilation stage. These are the respiratory changes we can see in unconscious patient. And next one is abnormal pupillary reactions. Okay, normal pupillary reaction is both pupils are constricted, and we can see different abnormal pupillary reaction to the light. These are also the sign and symptoms. And now we are coming here with the assessment. हामीले के गर्न सक्छौं त भन्दा number 1 is GCS. GCS Glasgow scale, which total scoring is 15, which we have already discussed earlier. Eye opening, verbal response र motor response, तीनटा criteria मा हामीले assess गर्छौं patient को. And next one is vital signs, TPR, BP, pupils को size र reaction to light हामीले हेर्न सक्छौं. And limbs movement and tendon reflexes are seen, assessed in the unconscious patient. Here are the different pupillary size chart given here. GCS को chart है, यो हामी अहिले डिस्कस गर्दैन because we have already discussed earlier, previously पनि. You can revise yourself total scoring for eye opening को हुन्छ, lowest scoring for every section is 1. It will never be 0. त्यसो भएपछि total unresponsive भयो भने चाहिँ के हुन्छ 3 हुन्छ भने 8 or less भयो भने हामीले कोमाटोज क्लाइन्ट भनेर भन्न सक्छौं भने 8 भन्दा माथि को माइनर इम्पेयरमेन्ट भएको हुन्छ 15 हुँदा मात्रै हामीले बेस्ट नर्मल रेस्पोन्स भनेर चाहिँ पेशेन्टलाई क्याटेगोराइज गर्न चाहिँ सक्छौं दिस इज द बेस्ट स्केल न्यूरोलॉजिकल स्केल फर assessing the level of consciousness in patient, right? You have to memorize this, right? Okay, this is the figure of decerebrate and decorticate rigidity, which is also present in your book. Decerebrate rigidity, extension, abnormal extension posturing, you can see here in the hands, and decorticate rigidity, it is the abnormal flexion, you can see here in the hands, legs also, right? Okay, other diagnostic, now the diagnostic investigation what we can perform are X-ray scanning, MRI scanning for tumor vascular abnormalities, intracranial bleeding, CT we can perform for cerebral edema, infarction, hydrocephalus, LP we can perform for cerebral meningitis, CSF evaluation, PET scan also we can perform, it is also a type of CT scan. EEG we can perform for the activity of cerebral cortex, and baseline all the blood investigations we can perform for assessing the patient of unconsciousness state. And for the blood test we can perform complete blood count and different things are CBC भित्र आउँछ, LFT भित्र पनि different things आउँछ, liver function test, RFT भित्र पनि different things are आउँछ, ABG भित्र पनि different things are आउँछ. This is a note down, this is assignment for you. CBC भित्र के पर्दो रहेछ, you have to list down and list their normal values. LFT भित्र के पर्छ, please list down and list their normal values. Similarly RFT and ABG which we have discussed earlier also, है यो तपाईहरुको assignment है, note down है everybody. Okay, these are the pictures showing for patient performing MRI, patient performing LP for CSF analysis, cerebrospinal fluid analysis को लागि पेशेन्टलाई चाहिँ के गरिरहेको छ, यहाँ LP needle insert गरेर चाहिँ CSF चाहिँ निकालिरहेको छ है. Okay, now complications. Here are the complications of immobility. When the patient is in the unconscious state, patient will be immobile. Patient will be for long long term for immobile state, and the patient cannot move, patient will be bedridden, so there will be various complications in patient. For example, number 1, skin मा हामीले के देख्न सक्छौं, pressure sore or laceration, which we also call the bed sore. We have seen also bed sore in patients, we have performed bed sore care also. And next one is a respiratory complication, hypostatic pneumonia, pulmonary embolism, cerebrovascular complication मा DVT, postural hypotension, thromboembolism हुन सक्छ, GI system मा paralytic ileus, constipation, distension हुन सक्छ, urological मा UTI हुन सक्छ, stone हुन सक्छ है. त्यस्तै musculoskeletal system मा contracture हुन सक्छ, long duration सम्म पेशेन्टको एक्सट्रिमिटिजहरु मुभ भएन, एउटै पोजिसनमा बसिरहेको इमोबाइल स्टेजमा भयो भने contracture हुन सक्छ है. And for the osteoporosis, bone dystrophy, weakness हरु हुन सक्छ. त्यस्तै neurological मा foot drops हरु हुन सक्छ. So we prefer sandbags in ICUs or in unconscious caring the unconscious patient so as to prevent the foot drops. And next one is psychological complication. Anxiety and depression are the psychological complication related to immobility. Now we are with the management portion. First of all, medical management है. हाम्रो टाइम सकिन आँटेको छ. Please log in the same link है. आज सबैजनाले छिटो लगइन गर्नु होला. And the goal of medical management भनेको के हो त भन्दा to preserve the brain function and to prevent the further damage. त्यसको लागि हामीले के गर्न सक्छौं, पेशेन्टलाई भेन्टिलेटरी सपोर्टमा राख्न सक्छौं, अक्सिजन थेरापी, म्यानेजमेन्ट अफ ब्लड प्रेसर, management of fluid balance, management of seizure, anti-epileptic sedatives and paralytic एजेन्ट्सहरु चाहिँ हामीले प्रोभाइड गरेर पेशेन्टलाई चाहिँ सिजरको पनि म्यानेज गर्न सक्छौं. And next one is treating the increased ICP intracranial pressure. Increase को लागि हामीले ड्रग थेरापी मैनिटोल कोर्टिकोस्टेरोइडहरु युज गरेर म्यानेज गर्न सक्छौं. म्यानेजमेन्ट अफ टेम्परेचर रेगुलेसन, यसको लागि विभिन्न नर्सिङ मेजर्स जस्तै आइस प्याकिङ, टेपिड स्पोन्जिङ युज गर्न सक्छौं भने फार्माकोलोजिकल मेजर्समा एन्टिपायरेटिक एनएसएआइडीहरु युज गर्न सक्छौं. त्यस्तै म्यानेजमेन्ट अफ इलिमिनेसनको लागि के हुन्छ, बाउल प्याटर्न पनि डिस्टर्ब भएको हुन्छ, पेशेन्टलाई कन्स्टिपेसन हुने चान्सेस एकदमै हाई हुन्छ. त्यसको लागि के गरिन्छ त, युजुअली अनकन्सियस अथवा बेडरिडन पेशेन्टहरुलाई चाहिँ लैक्सेटिभ्स चाहिँ स्टुल सफ्टनरहरु चाहिँ प्रोभाइड गरिन्छ. एन्ड म्यानेजमेन्ट अफ न्युट्रिसन, न्युट्रिसनल इम्पेयरमेन्ट भएको हुन्छ अभियसली पेशेन्टको, पेशेन्ट इज अनेबल टु टेक फ्रम द माउथ. एन्ड त्यसको लागि हामीले टिपिएन थेरापीहरु गर्न सक्छौं, दैट इज टोटल प्यारेन्टल न्युट्रिसन थेरापी. मोस्ट अफ यु हैव सीन इन भक्तपुर क्यान्सर हस्पिटल. एन्ड नेक्स्ट वान इज आरटी फिड्स, दैट आर रायल्स ट्युब फिडिङ, एनजी ट्युब फिडिङ गरेर पनि पेशेन्टको न्युट्रिसन लेभललाई हामीले मेन्टेन गर्न सक्छौं. एन्ड डीबीटी प्रोफाइल्याक्सिस, डीबीटी भनेको डीप भेन थ्रोम्बोसिस, इट इज अल्सो वान अफ द कम्प्लिकेसन है, कार्डियोभास्कुलर कम्प्लिकेसनमै जान्छ यो.